Friends, family members, if you offer your encouragement and prayerful support for their marriage, they're coming together, why don't you say out loud together, "We do"? We do. I love enthusiasm. Now, our bride and groom know this, and you're about to know this. I have asked them some questions separately. And they have answered me separately. They do not know what each other has answered, and so you are hearing those answers at the same time that our bride and groom are. And the first question I asked was, when did you know that she was the one? Because, well, there's the search for the one. They have found their one, and well, here's what I was told. Stephanie said, you know, there was a lot of tough times with the long distance romance or long distance relationship in our studies and career and things, and it was tough. Neither of us was happy being apart, and I remember all those moments that Collin had an unwavering faith in our relationship. And he always told me it would work out. And all that mattered was that as long as we decided that we were in it for the long haul, we would make it. And she said what really impressed her was his unwavering trust in our relationship. And it made me believe that all those years it's going to work out, and ultimately we would be able to be together again. At the end of the day, it was his dedication to me in our relationship all those years that made me realize this was the person that I would spend my life with. Collin said, I knew Stephanie was the one for me within the first month of our dating. He said that every date turned into some kind of adventure. At least that's the way it seemed to us. And we took our first road trip together just a few short months after our first date. This guy knew from early on. What do you absolutely love was the second question I had. What do you absolutely love about her, love about him? And Collin says, this is what he said. I love that Stephanie is completely and utterly tone deaf. But sings at the top of her lungs anyway. He added this, she hardly ever knows the words either. But he says, on a more serious note, I love that things have always been easy with Stephanie. Even during the most difficult times in our relationship, even when we were a time zone and 1,000 miles apart, there was never any question that we had a rock-solid relationship. Stephanie said, what I love about Collin is the fact that I have never felt more comfortable with anyone in my life. The only secrets I really keep from him, right. Ready for this? The only secrets I keep from him is where I hide the good snacks. And how many new toys I buy for the dog. But outside of that, he is someone that I can share anything and everything with. The third question is, what are you looking forward to in being married together? And Stephanie said, I'm the most excited to just be able to create more memories together. I have great memories from the last 8 years, so many that a lot of them have started to blur together, but I'm excited to continue to create those new memories. And Collin said, I'm looking forward to endless game nights.
He never wins. Ever.
Well, listen to the next phrase. I'm looking forward to endless game nights as long as I win. and trips to the dog park, evenings spent wandering around Trader Joe's, and most of all, love, laughter, and adventure for the rest of our lives. Well, give them a cheer for passing the test of the 3 questions there, if you would, please. Now we come to the heart of the ceremony, and that is the exchange of vows. They've written their own vows to each other, and Collin, if you would present your vow first to your bride.
I did not memorize my vows, so I have them written. Steph, in one sense, it's hard to believe this day is finally here, especially after having to cancel our initial wedding date almost a year and a half ago. But in another sense, it's not hard to believe at all. Since we met 8 years ago, we've weathered job changes, life events, moves across the country, and almost 4 years of dating long distance. Despite those challenges, things have always seemed easy with you. After our first Tinder date, you texted me saying you had fun, and you made it clear there'd be a second, basically whether I liked it or not. The first time you told me you loved me, it was through an epic Freudian slip, way too early in our relationship.
Oh boy.
After waiting an appropriate amount of time, I eventually said it back, but you broke the ice, so it wasn't hard to get there. Much like that time, also too early in our relationship, when Kaylia asked us whether we were boyfriend and girlfriend, getting married was never something we talked about directly. It was just the most natural thing in the world. Through all our ups and downs, you've challenged me, motivated me, and picked me up when I was down. But most of all, you've loved me fiercely and without reservation, which is the absolute best feeling in the world. I could talk about how I love your smile, or how you literally wear every emotion on your face, can't hide anything. But I want to keep this short, so here's what I want you to know today. I promise to always be your biggest cheerleader, your source of support, your best friend, your dog caretaker, your running buddy, and your lifelong board game partner. When I win. I promise to take care of you in sickness and live our lives to the fullest in health. I promise to communicate openly and honestly, and to walk through life with you as a team, inseparable and always better together. You are everything to me. And as if I haven't told you this enough already, I love you with all my heart, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with you.
Thank you. Yes. And if you would present your vow to your groom.
So I'm gonna one-up you, because J.K. Rowling wrote this.
This may take a while.
First book, first chapter, this is where we're starting. Collin still hasn't read the series, so this is for you to read later. This is my first copy given to me, or given to Grace, who's also never read the series, in 1999. Yeah. So I'm a procrastinator in all things I do in life. I want that back, by the way. I was the kid who would write my essay at midnight because it deleted on Word like 2000. My dad always told me to make 2 copies, but I never made 2 copies. I was also the kid who would practice all my piano songs in one night before my piano lesson. That was who I was. So when it came to writing my vows, I really procrastinated. I wrote my vows a week ago, which I thought was pretty good, and then I realized the whole vow was just a roast of you. And I Googled, and Google told me your vows are supposed to make the other person feel loved and make them feel cherished, and I was like, well, my roast of you did not make you feel any of those things. If anything, you probably would have no one on that side, and everyone would come over to my side. So, but as you know, I'm not a writer, especially nowadays. To all my fellow co-residents, we write words like A-ROM, P-PROM, SHROM, SVE all the time. We don't actually write words anymore. And you have also edited every single piece of my writing since I was 19. So I didn't have you to edit my vows, okay? So this is all spell check on my phone. So it all started with Google. I Googled, how do I write vows? I also Googled examples of written vows. I contemplated switching out the guy's name Peter for your name, but I didn't. And so Google had a list of don'ts and do's. The first don't was don't start too late. Well, this literally was 6 a.m. this morning. I was like, it's crunch time, but I can work under pressure, as you know, so it was fine. Google also had a list of do's. One of them was express your love. I remember a long time ago, we had this conversation stemmed by Brianna about our love languages many years ago. And in the 8 years that we've been together, I've come to realize that my love language is a very unfussy love language. I'm not one for expression of emotion. I am really uncomfortable with really any emotions outside of being hangry or my RBF. So coming up here, expressing my love was wildly uncomfortable. As you know, I'm also a practical person. I'm someone who I don't think there's a lot of weight in words unless there's action behind those words. I don't believe that there's strength in me telling you I love you over and over again, but I believe there's action in the things that I do every day for you and our dog, and that I'll continue to do every day. So I vow to always yell at you for throwing that chocolate bar in the shopping cart as we exit the TJ's shopping line. And when your fasting glucose is almost near the pre-diabetes range, only because I want to grow old together. I want to make sure we see the Harry Potter films remade. We have 5 GSPs, and we retire on our dude ranch in Montana, okay? I vow to also always be your #1 supporter. We have had our ups and downs. You were uncertain with your career 8 years ago. Hopefully now you're more certain. But I remember helping you study for the math portion for the GRE, where Collin was like, what's the hypotenuse? And I had to tutor him the Pythagorean theorem. Do you remember what it was? No, okay.
Too much pressure.
And I remember thinking, man, this guy's a math idiot. But through those moments, I also remember conversations where you felt like you had more to offer to this world. And that reminded me of one of the first gifts I gave you. Do you remember? No, okay. It was a stamp with a golden retriever on it and a quote by Winston Churchill. It said, we make a living by what we get. We make a life by what we give. I'm proud of you because you live that every day. You've never been the one to settle, except settling for me. And because of those aspirations, you made the terrifying decisions to quit a job you hated, leave a city we love, and do something great for the world. So keep dreaming big and living with no regret. Thank God you don't need math for your job. Hopefully not. And I vow to continue to support you in all of your endeavors because your dreams and goals matter to me. But really, I don't know why you didn't win the US Open, Djokovic. I vow to also always tell you when you're wrong. Our relationship has always been built on a strong foundation of respect. I respect you enough to let you know when you're an idiot and to tell you when you're wrong, but you should also know that I'm always right. Even when I'm telling you to go right and Siri is saying, go left, you go right. Lastly, I'm gonna read an excerpt from a novel that has transcended time, generations, borders, and cultures, but somehow has missed you, okay? Book 7, for anyone. For him, shouted Snape, expecto patronum. From the tip of his wand burst the silver doe. She landed on the office floor, bounded once across the office, and soared out the window. Dumbledore watched her fly away, and as her silvery glow faded, he turned back to Snape, and his eyes were full of tears. After all this time, always, said Snape. Do you know who Dumbledore is? No? Okay. Hopefully one day you understand how big of a scene that was. But like Severus Snape, do you know who he is?
I do.
You guys have the same nose, yeah. I vow to do all the above for always. The last thing that Google told me was to acknowledge your family and friends. We all know our family and friends all decided to come the minute they read winery on the invitation. But I also knew that they probably somewhat cared about us. But I did want to thank our supporters because we are only who we are today because of the people who shaped us. So thank you to each and every one of you for standing up here beside us and for all of you guys who came. Because of you, Collin and his Texas TI-84 passed high school math. Did you have one? No? Okay. So here's to us. I'm glad my thumb slipped on Tinder. I swiped left on accident. There was no undo button, but you know, who would I be marrying if it wasn't you? Maybe Djokovic.
Excellent. Nicely done. Oh, Collin didn't realize he would be asked, I think I counted 5 or 6 questions during the course of her vows. So you done good. Okay, excellent. You know, as a symbol of these vows, and this has been true for countless centuries, is the exchange of rings. A ring is in the form of a circle, and I don't know if you remember this when you were studying for the math portion of the GRE, but a circle, remember back in geometry class, a circle has no beginning. It has no end, and so a ring is a symbol of a precious and an enduring love. Now, if we may have the bride's ring presented to the groom. If you would take this ring, Collin, and place it on the 3rd finger of your bride's left hand and repeat after me. Stephanie, I give you this ring.
Stephanie, I give you this ring.
In token and pledge.
In token and pledge.
Of our faith.
Of our faith.
And abiding love.
And abiding love.
Good. And similarly, if we may have the groom's ring presented to the bride.
That's yours. That's yours.
And if you would take this ring and place it on the 3rd finger of your groom's left hand and repeat after me. Collin, I give you this ring.
Collin, I give you this ring.
In token and pledge.
In token and pledge.
Of our faith.
Of our faith.
And abiding love.
Abiding love.
Very good.
That's permanent.
Yeah, that baby's on there.
Yep.
Okay.
That's coming off. Fat fingers.
We ask for every good thing from our Maker and from the well wishes of friends, family, loved ones upon you as you begin your marriage together. May the joy that you have today continue through all the years. As in love as you are today, I hope this is the least loved day that you have in the rest of your lives. May your love only grow. May the tough times that inevitably come and challenge us draw you only closer into each other's arms. Now, by the authority vested in me as a minister of the gospel, and in accordance with the laws of the state of Washington, ready for this? I pronounce that you are husband and wife. What has been joined together, let no one put asunder, and you may seal your vows with a kiss. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce to you a brand new married couple. Would you meet and would you greet, please, Mr. and Mrs. Wang Chatterley?
If you guys can see me over there, how's everyone doing tonight? All right, I know we've been waiting a long time to put on our real pants and get out of the house and celebrate the love today. So I need you guys to get those clapping hands ready because we need to bring in the newlyweds. All right. So Collin actually has a very special surprise for you guys. So please help me welcome Mr. and Mrs. Stephanie and Collin Wang Chatterley.
Hey, 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 hey. We are very happy to welcome Collin into our family and for the union of the two families. It's very nice for all of our friends and family here. One place, beautiful Northwest, area. Thank you for everyone who traveled far and near to attend this wedding. And thanks for everyone's health and safety. And we wish Stephanie and Collin a marriage filled with joy and happiness. Thank you, and enjoy the meals.
I'd like to recognize a couple people who couldn't be here today, who are very important to us and to Collin in particular. First, I'd like to recognize John Conrad, Collin's grandfather. John is 95 years old and a veteran of World War II, and he unfortunately couldn't make the trip. It's just too hard. Really he's here in spirit, and I know Collin feels him here. So, and that's why we have a video. Second, I'd like to recognize Eleanor Herman, our aunt, and Collin's great aunt. She's in New York City. She's also in her 90s, and she really wanted to be here but couldn't make it. I recognize Aunt Ellie also. Third, I'd like to recognize something else: technology and social media. So we wouldn't be here but for Tinder, right? And an absolute. So I'd like to recognize technology. Yeah. All right. So seriously though, this is a special day, and we really appreciate everyone coming together. It's not just to celebrate a wedding, but for me, it's getting everyone together in one place. People who I haven't seen for so long, neighbors, friends, Collin's friends, people, Eric, Tyler, one of the dads that was standing on the sideline of the soccer games with me in the rain like this for months and months. It's great to get everyone together. So someone once said that a long marriage is two people trying to dance a duet and two solos at the same time. So trying to dance a duet and two solos at the same time. Today our soloists are Special Agent Chatterley and Dr. Wang. So we are so proud of everything you guys have achieved so far, and we're also proud of everything you're going to achieve in the future. Both of you are examples of the best we have to offer, not only as parents, but as a society. Your commitment to serving your country, to serving the good of our society, to helping people, and to succeeding through hard work and perseverance is just amazing. So we are so proud of you guys. To Stephanie's parents, I want to thank you for raising such a beautiful person who has an amazing combination of intelligence, a strong work ethic, and a great sense of humor and kindness. I love it that we're always laughing when Stephanie's around. So, and you saw that today. So yeah. Stephanie, we are so glad to have you part of our family. We are so glad. Collin. Yeah, okay, I got to get through this one. Collin, every time we talk, I am amazed and in awe at the person you've become. Sometimes it's a wonder as a parent when you look at your kid and you wonder if you had any influence on where they ended up. You know, with bagpipes, Latin language, law enforcement, government service, and international intrigue. Most of the time, Collin can't tell us where he's going. You don't know. But however you found your way to where you are today, Mom and I are so proud of you, Collin. I mean, it's just amazing. So that's the solo dancers. As for the duet, I give you dancers Collin and Stephanie for the duet. Husband and wife. It's our strongest wish to both of you that we can watch the two soloists dance a beautiful and artful duet for the rest of your lives. We also want you to know that Nancy and I are always there for you to help with the dance moves, anytime, anywhere, in any place. So with that, since we've already heard the bagpipes today, I'd like to propose an ancient Celtic toast. So if you have something to drink, please raise your glass. Ready? Celtic toast. So, may God be with you and bless you. May you see your children's children. May you be poor in misfortune, rich in blessings, and may you know nothing but happiness from this day forward. Cheers. You're here.
All right, thank you so much, Bruce. Let's hear a hand for Bruce here.
Girl for Collin, and she's gonna make fun of me, make fun of Collin. She's gonna annoy Collin. She's gonna annoy Collin more than I can annoy Collin, which was what I wanted in a girl for Collin. So, Stephanie, I just want to say welcome to the family. I really appreciate how you can just crap on Collin all the time. So, congratulations to Collin and Stephanie, and cheers.
First of all, let me say how honored I am that Stephanie asked me to speak today. Although I'm fully aware that if Momo could talk, she would probably be up here instead of me. My name is Joanne Hines, and Stephanie's mom, Teresa, was a very dear friend and neighbor until her passing 17 years ago. Oops.